formalities are satisfied, he will never be able to deny that he did not intend to give the property to someone else. Okay, if he has completed all what was required. For example, if it's a land, okay, imagine that your uncle says that he is going to gift his land to you if you complete your LLB. Okay, now he is always saying that once you complete, I'll be transferring it to you. And imagine that you completed the LLB. Okay, so still he is saying, okay, the land is yours now. All that he is saying. Okay, now if the property is a land, just can we just rely on that particular statement and say that uncle gave me this land, now this is mine, I completed my LLB, so now it's mine. Okay, so can you also be happy about it that you have got the land? Can't, because when it comes to a land, there is a special method of proving your ownership. Okay, rather just like, for example, we'll say it's a book. So just because one person gave you a book, and since the book is with you, like there, of course, you will be able to claim the ownership and say, this book is mine, so it's with you, so you can say. But when it comes to a land, you will not be able to claim the ownership in that way. You will have to show a proper deed. Okay, proper ownership. So every land in the country, if we want to say that this is mine, we have to prove it from documents. Okay, we have to show it, and those documents have to be registered properly. Stamp fees should have been paid. So there's a method. Okay, so without that you can't say that it's yours. So just because uncle has been telling that every time it's yours, might not be suitable. Okay, he may be able to deny that later on and slowly given it to someone else. Okay, without giving it to you. Meantime he would have transferred the land to someone else, gifted the land to someone else, or maybe he has sold the land to someone else. He would have done it. Okay. So to avoid that kind of a thing is happening, there's a necessity of satisfying formalities, not for all sort of trust properties, but for few. There are few, like few means basically for land, immovable property. These the formalities needs to be satisfied. Okay, then the settler will not be able to say that I didn't. Okay, I never wanted to, because he has already completed. Okay, then from the trustees side, it says to be certain who the beneficiaries are. So the trustee has a duty. He has a fiduciary duty. We call it as a fiduciary duty. His fiduciary duty is to ensure that he will be doing his best with utmost good faith for the real loan. Okay. So in order to complete that duty, he should know who the beneficiary is. Okay. So to identify that, satisfying the formalities are important. So if not, what will happen? He is unable to complete his duties. As a result, there will be a breach of fiduciary duties. Okay. Then comes to the beneficiary. So when it comes to the beneficiary is the one who could enforce the trust. Okay. If there is any breach of trust taken place, so that means if the trustee has not completed his task, it is the beneficiary who could enforce the trust. Okay. He or she will not be able to enforce the trust if that person is unaware clearly whether he has got the property as a real owner. If he does not know that he is the real owner according to the proper methods, then he cannot enforce it. Okay. So the beneficiary must know, certainly he has to have a very clear understanding to know the interest, what sort of an interest is there for him with regard to that particular property. Then finally the courts. Okay, courts will not be able to intervene and to find out who the real beneficiary, who the trustee, who has breached the trust duties. Like those could not be done if the courts cannot identify clearly what has happened. Okay, so if therefore for example, now when it comes to that land example which I told, even though the uncle was saying all these things, you have documents for someone else's name. Okay, then courts cannot intervene. Okay, court will be in trouble. So therefore, if there are formalities satisfied, the court will not fall into a trouble. Court can also intervene and clearly decide who the real owner, who the trustee, who has the property now. Okay.